manners maketh man. Do you know what that means? Then let me teach you a lesson.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a new chapter of the Project WEBTOON's podcast. Woo! We're in it for another one, and I am ready to do some talking because after Friday, I was so excited. And I know all these two know why, but I'm going to get us into this. I'm going to be your host for this time, your boy, the Sleepy.
What's going on, y'all? It's Seraph here.
This is Arc Dragoon.
You sound just massively excited, Arc. I love it every time you say, this is Arc Dragoon. You sound so happy. Full of life, he is.
For me.
What do I want from you? Oh, well, I mean, if you could make me some curry, that'd be great. I'd love some curry right now.
I mean, to be
I'll buy it,
honest,
I will make it. You know that.
Well, you say that, but it never seems to manifest. But either way, we're coming back again for, as always, our bi-weekly review of some of the hottest shows we got right now, which is Descent of the Demonic Master, My Wife is a Demon Queen, Legendary, Peerless Dad, not Solo Leveling because we're still on break, but Inso's Law, Sweet Home, Lucky and Dark Lady, and currently FF Class Trash Hero. But how was everyone's reading week over these 2 weeks? I know some stuff went down.
Are we talking about reality or are we talking about what we read? Two different things.
I'm talking about what we read. Reality is a different thing right now.
I can see the fires outside. That's what it is, right? No.
that's just Predator drones flying over the city, but we're not gonna get into that.
Wait, did you see the drone?
You got drones? Oh, nice. I only got helicopters.
Yeah, I was driving home and I saw the drone flying over. I'm like, well, I saw it yesterday on my way home.
Hope everyone out there hopefully is being safe, especially you two, because you're pretty close to the shit. I'm on the border, but it doesn't mean
I saw part of it, and then they were like,
sure.
"Hey, leave work." Okay, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. As chalantly as that, Arc's just walking out. All right, bye-bye. Oh, look,
8 hours in the clock, though, just so you know that, right?
But back to what we got here, or everyone's here to hopefully, listen to, and it's for those glorious series that we have going on right now. And as I said before, there was some hot drops this week. By far, everything seems like it got turned up just a little bit. Descent, we got out of our, military arc. My wife's in the middle of getting into a war arc. Is going everywhere right now. But yeah, let's just jump right into this so we can get into some hot topics for right now. Let's start right off at the top with Descent of the Demonic Master. Yeah.
We had a time skip.
We did. We had a time skip. We did have a time skip, and we're out of the military arc. Granted, I don't feel like there was much more else that we really needed to do in that arc, but
I tell people that he never actually did anything in the military because apparently he had so many vacation time that they just that's not how that fucking works.
Well, once again, even when they say that, he ended up giving some of that vacation time away anyway, so it's not like he used all of it on anything else. But regardless, it's not like it was a big problem. We already saw that by the end of it, he was the top out of everyone in the military. He shattered every record they had, and even on top of it, he got rid of all of the negative things that usually come from, starting at the bottom and rising up in the ranks. So all of the new recruits coming in aren't treated terribly. So he's actually made things better on all fronts. So it was fine. It was good. I'm glad we're out of it now. And even after we got the news that during the previous chapter that yes, the sister did pass away. They did not do a funeral, a funeral scene or anything. You didn't see him go off base. So, but they did just press on to just the end of his military time. We got 3 or 4 panels now with his sister as the top hot idol. Again. Seems like he's not in a murderous intent mode about that as much anymore. Maybe he calmed down. But the big thing that came out of this, which was one thing I know that Seraph was been constantly fucking drilling for, waiting because he wants to see more of them. But I did guess every bit of the time that the Martial Academy, that the Martial world was watching him this entire time as the commanding officer, or I'm not sure of the actual rank. They said it in there. But
Colonel, I believe.
Colonel, but the commanding officer there is actually one of the servants for the Top Hat Master that showed up, and he's been watching him this entire time. So he's been under surveillance.
No, we don't know if one of the Top Hat Masters.
No, he says it was.
No, he just says it's like one of the masters in the association, but it doesn't mean it's one of the ones he met already.
It says he was one of the ones he met. He said he said the master that came to you, you know, he wants to meet you again. You know, he wasn't like, I don't know who you are at all. So, because he had cleared, I mean, it would make less sense if he was just a random master, you know, on the outlook for a unknown person, because the only person who's actually seen him face to face has been Top Hat. The Red King hasn't seen him. He's only had a description, possibly a description. I'm sure the masters will probably keep stuff from each other, but other than that, you know, none of them kind of know what he looks like. But this guy, like, he's instantly, I've been watching you this entire time. And even then, he was like, I wasn't sure that you were actually the person they said you were because you didn't do anything. But, yeah, after he made his appearance known and told him that, hey, I got a car outside, we're rolling so we can go see my master, so we can get this, you know, this one-on-one underway. And he pretty much just straight up, just full energy force, just, that's not how this is working. The reason I didn't do what I did.
His illusion key to pretty much just put a bunch of pressure on him.
Yeah, it looks like it was his inner demon guy coming out again, because it looked like he straight up attacked him, and he just left him catatonic. He was done.
Oh, from what I could tell, it was like he was calmly sitting in the chair, and the other guy just felt the pressure, and that's what we're seeing, the pressure from him, not actually like him doing anything at all.
Well, it looked like he was putting some of it out, like just a little bit of it out, because he figured that he might be another martial like him, or at least somewhat of a level to him.
He quickly realized that he wasn't a martial master.
Well,
he was like,
oh,
that's the reason why I didn't notice you at all, because you're a fucking human. You're a pleb. You are a bug beneath my feet. No wonder I didn't notice you. Like,
I don't think he went quite that far, but you know.
No, but that's basically what he said. He was like, "Oh, is that how you guys keep track of me? Well, I now have to keep track of like regular humans too, apparently." But okay.
I mean, I guess it's never crossed his mind, but at the same time, you'd figure he'd have some, you know, some little bit of insight that, you know, they're not going to employ, even though they're going to employ other people rather than just only martial artists. But it also gives that the rise that, you know, while the martial world might not be large and expanding as it used to be, they're still in some level of control, or they have puppets in places that, you know, of certain power, so that they can kind of watch and maintain things the way they see fit. Now, granted, we haven't seen that like start to seep in anywhere else in his life. It's been pretty key places, but granted, he does have a good handle, or not even handle, but he has a good backing with that, because, you know, he is pseudo the grandson of one of the most powerful people in the city. So I'm sure, if anything, this will have him going back to our old man and asking for more information or surveillance about this, because I'm sure at some point, with him declining all these offers from the martial world, they're gonna start pressing him. And I could think the first people that they're gonna do it to is a lot of his friends and family, since, you know, they're open. His sister is now a public figure. It starts raising targets for him. But he seemed at the end of the chapter like he was, like he said, the whole time he'd been in there doing nothing but training his core and gathering ki. And now he's like at the point that he feels like he's ready to take them on. So I'm guessing that the next chapters coming forward, we're actually going to see him start making forward progress to either locating them, or at least learning more about their current world, so that he can be prepared to take it on.
He's be ready to take it on. The size was his core was pretty big.
Yeah.
And like if his core was that size, I feel like he would have been able to save the sister at the time.
Probably, yeah.
But that also made him a step further into his training further.
This is true. I'm kind of wondering when we're gonna see him bring out his the swords again, if he's gonna start walking around with those.
I don't think he can even utilize them yet.
Yeah, he got them.
He
but
got
didn't
them.
even
Yeah,
utilize
he got them, but he mentioned about how like he's not at the strength to be able to like even like unsheath them at the moment. So there's no point.
True, but I'm wondering how much time, or I'm wondering how much training since he's gone through being in the military, how much that has prepared him if he's going to be ready to finally unsheath them.
Say that he was just as strong as he was back in China. So I guess this is right before he exhausted his strength, fighting against
all those masters.
Yeah, the masters and also the 3 hitmen that tried to attack him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
if he was where he was right now, he would probably just walk him.
he'd probably be doing the same thing as like the Red King with the one dude in the just the finger poking. Oh, I think he's dead. I don't think he's leaving that hospital. But yeah, so it was good. It was a nice beginning chapter out, just showing the remaining time he had in the military into now just right back into a good mess to get back and started on, and I'm more than ready for him to like jump back into this and see where we're going next, especially with all of the things he's learned through being in the military and getting used to weaker individuals all around him rather than just only accepting strong candidates to even be near him, since most of the time, like he said in his old life, you pretty much died if you were not able to hold your own in any kind of level. They would just kill you, because why would we need waste around like that? But yeah, so anything I skipped on those two? I'm not sure if I dropped out on anything. I didn't notice any bits.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I try to scrap through as much as I can, make sure I'm hitting every little note, every little bit. Any expectations or anything like that. But we'll keep moving on here, since we got more, and we're going from one war to another, beginning of another war with My Wife is a Demon Queen. Seraph, I know you just read this chapter, so it's fresh in your mind. Go ahead, and why don't you give us a shout about this one?
For the new chapter of My Wife is a Demon Queen, they are heading toward the Dwarven Kingdom. They see how it's just all forest and a giant mountain type base that they have going on there. Instead of flattening out the land, they decided to make it a little bit more rocky, or a little bit more trouble for the demons, because they knew if they flattened out the land, they wouldn't stand a chance against the demons.
Is this the only a fool would challenge the Dothraki on an open field kind of gambit here?
Yeah, pretty much. And then we get to meet a couple of the characters from the Demon tribe. We get to meet one of the 12 main generals they have. His name is like Air Palette or something like that, I think. And Sophias is about to go ham on him, since he killed the top 3 generals already.
Yes. just those those open words of the accolades, like, you're pretty feared. You've killed 3 of us before, so.
But you know what? You're gonna have to fight me now.
Yeah, I'm way better than all of them.
It's like a video game minion,
Oh yeah.
I guess they're like, oh, this dude over here killed like 12 of our guys. Get him. Yeah.
So we're right above the Dwarven Kingdom, and I know the one chapter left off with probably was maybe the prince of the dwarves was like running away from some pursuers, and he decided to stay behind and do the heroic death thing. So either he's captured, or
he's dead, captured, or he fucked him up.
Or he's in the middle of the fight still, and they're gonna like land in the area and help him. But yeah, Sophias is in the sky, just straight battling it out with just these weird like sky stingray things.
Bro, he straight up hit the One Piece moonwalk.
Yes, he did. Now that I think about it,
I just thought of Sanji immediately when I saw that. I was like, dang.
I was like, I know you stole that from somebody else. You ain't slick.
You ain't slick. You ain't slick.
But yeah, we know that the weird diplomatic like conversation they try to have about like, oh, we're only here to help. We're here to get supplies from the doors because we still have a technical alliance with them, and the whole well, their kingdom's going to be scrap in a minute anyway, so there's no point for you to be doing this, so you should leave. And he's like, well, we have an accord and I'm not supposed to fight you, but that's, here nor there. And he's just like, oh, I just needed an excuse. Thank you. And I'm like, okay, that's weak enough, I guess. Anyway, any reason to, throw some blows at anybody. Who gives a crap?
Right.
We just have to get that like formality out of the way.
I love how Sophias treats Xianye as his little brother. So
oh
much.
yeah.
He was so worried
He
for him.
dotes after him. He just loves him. That's all it is.
I know, it's so good. I absolutely love it. There's a little more development to characters, I guess.
This is true. Now, the one question I have for both of you is, now since we are at the point of actually seeing the demon army, and YB is seemingly pretty well reined in and held back, how much do we think that she's pretty much going to go off to try and either, one, find each of the generals and possibly reveal herself, to see who's still loyal, or even kill them for, basically being traitors. For basically being traitors. Or do you think that she'll actually follow along with the group in the plan just to help the actual Dwarven Kingdom? Ark, you look like you were thinking or gonna say something.
I feel like I'm more wondering, when do we catch up to the beginning of this story?
Of what story?
Of my wife as a demon queen.
I'm confused by your response.
Okay, so at the very beginning, it has it where she's revealed herself as basically the demon queen, and they're fighting out in the plains together, and everyone is there. That's what I'm wondering when we get to this.
Okay. I see.
I don't really care as to like whether she's gonna go off and fight, because she's not completely hot-headed. So like, if she would have charged out there to go attack that one demon general, but she didn't. She knows better than to be like, let me completely reveal like who I am in front of everyone here.
I mean, she did nearly completely reveal herself in the middle of a coliseum of the enemy.
That was like her going berserk though. Like that was literally like she was not in full control of herself.
I mean, it's kind of the same notion. She's had to be told multiple times, don't do this, because do you really want to reveal yourself before? And granted, that means she's kind of learned like, okay, maybe I shouldn't jump in. But as we know, she's prone to do it if she were to see somebody that she knows a traitor, or even be given information like, oh, we know where the current demon queen is. Will she be, would she stay calm and not directly try to attack her right away? That whole gambit. And that's very easy to see happen for her character, because we've seen her in the past, lose control or unleash her rage. So
yeah, but we know that it's irrelevant, because we already know what, like, we get to the point where everyone is comfortable with her. So
well, yeah, I'm not talking about revealing herself to the group.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, because we know a bit of the future here, then it's irrelevant, because even if she goes off berserking here, it's not like they have plot armor to that point. Like, it's not like, this isn't not like the type of plot armor where it's like, oh, she's the main character, so something is going to happen. No, it's plot armor to the point where, like, we've seen this point in time where she's perfectly fine with everyone else. So
she's perfectly fine with.
Yeah, so we're going to get to that point, and when we do get to that point, then all of this is moot anyways, of whether or not she's going to go berserk, because nothing bad is really going to come out of it then.
We don't. That's the part of the plot armor that you're saying exists, but it doesn't. We don't know if anything does bad from this. She's good at the point there, but that doesn't mean everyone is cool with her. Just this small bit of group. We don't know how Sephiroth will feel, because he's not in that opening. We don't know how Martin will feel, because he's not in that opening. It's just Zai's beginning his own personal friends are okay with her. And even then, there's nothing to say that they weren't okay with her up until that point. They may still be afraid.
But we know they're going to be.
True. We know
So,
we know some of them are
It's
going to be.
irrelevant. It's this is kind of like a weird point where like I'm like, okay, yeah, but there's no tension there though.
There's no
That's
tension.
there's no tension to what you're asking about is what I'm saying. It's because we already know that like yeah, they become friends. So
Okay.
what tension is there here?
Well, my tension isn't towards the group discovering it as much as her going ahead and doing something.
The higher ups learning about it, but
well,
like
either them
even
or
then,
even
it's
making
like,
their situation worse because of it.
would
Do
it
you
make
see
the
where I'm seeing
situation
that?
worse?
I mean, if she just bolts out right then and there, they're not going to be instant friends with her right away. Or even better yet, she may make the whole situation worse because they may just start trying to attack her directly rather than, attacking the rest of the Dwarven Kingdom. She may bring a concentration of enemies to her because she reveals herself. Yeah, that's...
I don't think it's gonna go that way very much, really.
Okay, and there's the response I wanted.
Only because like they did the thing where they're like, here, take this stupid MacGuffin that will protect you from the bad stuff, and you're like,
this will help
is
you.
either gonna go
This will
really
help you
well
keep
or really
control
bad.
to an extent.
So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least I was able to get a solid answer out of him. And that's the best that I can always hope for. But yeah, so still more to come with on that one for sure. We still have to figure out, at least who these new friends will be, and if any of those friends will be cool with her, regardless. But yeah, the group's probably still got a long way. We still got to get at least on the ground right now, since they're pretty much crashing down in the giant metal death bird for everybody else. But we can, what's up?
The mighty helicopter.
The mighty helicopter, or giant metal death bird for the initiated in their world. But yeah, we can we'll keep moving on from there, since I know we've got so many more to cover from this week. Let's move over here into Peerless Dad, because once again,
The ultimate dad.
the ultimate of daddies. More war brewing here. Ark, how about you give us an overview on these two chapters?
Well, we basically have it where the dad has either killed or kidnapped the two officials that were like in the bothersome thing. Like we haven't been revealed yet as to like what he did, but he definitely hurt them in some way.
Or if we ever will be.
Yeah, we ever will find out. Okay,
We just know
whatever.
we know they just got taken care of.
Yeah, they've been dealt with. Okay, and then we have it where Uncle Ak and also the younger brother is like they meet together and they're like, oh yeah, hey, I don't like him. He's like, well, no, but I don't like him either. And I'm like, no, you need to work together because I need you to train these idiots, and I need Ak to like deal with the logistics of everything else, okay? Because you're good at this. And it seems like the younger brother may somehow know some of the techniques that the dad does, because they talk about it like, hey,
he talks about that he gave up training halfway.
You gave up midway through, but it's like, yeah, because it hurts like a bitch.
I'm not about that. No.
I like knowing I'll live past today.
Yeah, and then we have the scene where he meets up with what's her name in her boy form, and she's like, hey, you like my sister, nudge nudge, and he's like,
young.
She's cute, but
Not my girl.
But she's too young for me. Sorry.
I can't have her. There's no way. It would be terrible.
Yeah, and then and then it has it made where there was just lacking transitions, because suddenly I couldn't tell that it was him that was in the medicine bathtub, and I was like, is this supposed to be the dad in the medicine bathtub? Because they're like, and they're like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Yeah. The doctor is going through these medicines and trying to figure out. He's like, yeah, I've agreed to let you examine me and also examine the medicine, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Or
you
what
have
I
to
put
figure
it.
it out
Yeah, you
yourself.
gotta figure it out on your own.
And And then I guess there have been signs of the oncoming storm of like him basically doing all this stuff. It has it where the I wouldn't the guys who were in charge of these other idiots who were basically taking care of everything else was like, hey, these guys are missing, and we haven't been able to contact them, and we're missing out on our money. Where is it? Well, let's go find out what it is, and we're eventually going to have this clash between basically whoever the higher up is. Who is it?
It's one of the Tiger Dude's brother. It's his brother, because we see the father talking about them, and he's I'm not sure what level he really is or what his current dealings are within the association, but yeah.
Oh, that's my problem there. Like, they haven't given us a title of him yet, right? Well, at least like what rank he is in the association.
We don't know what rank he is. There's a potential that he's supposed to become the new head, maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah,
but that's what's been happening. We haven't seen any of the kids.
No, because they have been off just doing regular training in school so far. And
the only one that's in trouble is Nana's son.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's where it gets up to.
That's where the war starts, and they're like, "Oh wait, where's your son? Oh, he's off in that area. Well, I'm gonna go rescue him because he's basically my son too now."
See the wholesomeness, dog.
Oh yeah. So so the general that was, or not the general, the captain that was giving them problems has been handled by an unknown outside force. Yeah.
Unknown outside.
Well, it isn't them, supposedly.
Also, the dad has been promoted, right? He's now captain.
He's now the standing captain because they basically he got a promotion and sudden orders at the same time, and that's the only reason he's getting it. It's because he's now being deployed out to this area to essentially fight what seems like is an oncoming war. We don't know who these new assailants are because they it looks like the one guy was trying to send scouts, or he's trying to get the rest of the team away because they were going to go call for reinforcements or something, but they quickly handled every one of them. And when he got word of this, he didn't react in a way that it seemed like it was the bandits he had hired or it was any, underdoing for him. So I don't know if this is, something of the higher ups doing, that they're kind of like, just kind of cleaning house and trying to restore whatever order they have, or this is, just the idea of, because there's been so much disruption, other factions are now moving in and trying to, take over. So, and the shitty notion of Nana's son is now off on holiday over there, I guess.
It's like a training trip or something.
It was something like that.
They're on a field trip for training.
Yeah. And we at least got to know how much, how dangerous it is because he stated that, the bell rang and he's like, that bell we don't normally hear, and the last time it rang is when my kids were taken. So the whole area is in alert from this. Now I don't know if doing that means if just the warriors are going out, or if some of the masters are going to be going out with them to secure the areas or not. But it's that happened, that escalated rather quickly, because I figured we were going to get maybe another chapter or so of just them, especially now that they have that whole part of him trying to get the other little brother to train them, because Oct trained them to a point, and now he wants him to train him because he's pretty closely tied of knowing exactly how he does his training. Mm-hmm. And it looks like pretty much that is just getting scrapped now because they all have to basically run out and go battle. What's up?
Within 2 hours.
Yeah. they're pretty much gotta get gear packed and head out. Now this is also setting up for a lot of other things that definitely bring some worry to me, because now he's leaving the kids again, and we did have a small chapter or a small section in both of those chapters of the two twins the old
Trying to get their hands
twins are still trying to get their hands on the kids. And the one son who made them this deal in order to get his life, out of danger with those two twins, has been saying like, I got plans and I'm trying to work things, but they don't always go the way they hand. And his father showed up and stated, oh, if my son makes a deal, then it's like I'm making a deal. So I will help you cure this. So he's got more backing to now try and get the kids. And Dad's going out of town.
To get no as well, anyways.
Well, they want to get no as well, but I think that
They try and get all three of
they
them.
want to try and get all three of them. So if they can secure them, they can kind of get him to come along too.
The dad sounds like not too much of a monster who'll just straight up go and kidnap the kids. No, he'll just bring all three of them there at once.
He'll probably put some resources into like either manipulating them into showing up over with there, or he'll maybe try and pull strings in the background so that maybe they get transferred over. Because, Warrior now is essentially a hired, not a hired mercenary, but a hired soldier. So, wherever orders he's getting told to go, he has to follow. And I don't know exactly what Homeboy's, title,
plan?
Specialty, or what his, I don't even know what his plan, but I just don't know what his standing is in all of this. Like, we haven't really seen like what it is they can do or what it is they actually do, that they act the way they can, where they just can make these kind of devious plans and walk around as if anything is acquirable to them. So the only guess I can have is that they're either somehow incredibly important to the state, or they're either one of the high families or something like that they have a lot of this power.
Wait, who are we talking about?
The one kid that now saved. Way back when, and then his dad.
So I'm assuming his dad is the one dude they talked about in the past, where he's like, oh yeah, the one guy who defied Miriam and wanted to get rid of it and had the strength to collect all of like everyone else to be able to deal with it. I'm pretty sure that's what they're hinting at. It's
okay.
Him.
So he the one guy who just wants
because even the kid was like, yeah, don't you don't you want like someone like the dad, like the dad of the story to be able to like join you, so you have men like this who don't actually want to be a part of the Miriam to join you. Yeah.
I mean, it could be him. I mean, granted, it seemed like he was more not just about destroying Miriam as much as he just didn't care if he just destroyed all of the structures that were around, because it was amusing to them in any way. But yeah, so it's possible it's him, because we did get that small little tidbit, but they haven't like pushed or established on it more and more that I've seen, and he just now like actually made his first appearance. So if that happens to be the case, cool. I'm glad we probably have like more or less our overall arcing villain finally revealed, if this seems to be the case.
I don't know if he's a villain though.
It'll depend. Granted, the reason that Dad doesn't want to go to Miriam is just because he's so afraid of it, because they whooped his butt, because someone from it whooped his butt once. But he doesn't realize he's kind of a part of it at the same time. He just doesn't know why.
Mm-hmm.
You were gonna say something, Ark?
No.
Why not?
No.
No.
Nah. There's nothing left to really say about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was 2 or 3 nice solid chapters there to go through, especially with a lot of reveals and plans that were already set in place and seemingly continuing on, and now completely new plans have been brought up to completely shake up everything that's happening and going on. But yeah, so we'll definitely go ahead on from there, because I know that we got still more to cover for this week. We'll actually drop over here to our 1 chapter of Legendary Moonlight Sculptor.
Short.
I love that reactive face there. Just why?
1 chapter where he sculpted 7 little things for them, and they didn't realize that he was actually like weed. Like, how do they not know that he's not weed? Like,
I mean,
Everyone has seen how Weed looks like at this point, right?
Have
Like,
they? The video has him as an orc the entire time.
No. I'm talking about like because they had it where he built that giant like monument already, right?
I was gonna say he built a fucking pyramid.
Yeah. So he made a giant pyramid and like. That was all being filmed the entire time. He agreed to being filmed the entire time. So like how come does no one recognize the fuck out of him? Like that's the problem with this.
I mean, the world is literally a video game. Everyone can look like everybody else if they want to. There's nothing stopping them from modeling a character to look like Weed. We do remember that.
He just looks like Weed, and he's also a sculptor like Weed, but he's not Weed. And I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. I'm just letting you know this.
We're using the Superman defense here. If you put the glasses on, no one can tell.
Hey, Clark does more of that. He hunches over.
Oh, right. And he also moves the curl from one side to the other.
Yes.
So many changes.
And then depending on what lore you're talking about, they're like, he also hypnotizes people, but that's weird.
Oh, let's not completely go down that channel. But yeah, the one very small, very fast chapter. Once again, this is pretty much nothing but setup. He's got the weapons he needs. He got stopped and he's given away these 3 or 4 sculpted like scorpion statues that he made for this random quest that we still don't know really much about. And he's headed back to the battlefield with all of the weapons he needs in order to take on this massive undead army. So, but during all of what's up?
Also, so why is it that like no one picks up the loot drops? Like I don't understand.
It looks like they stated that they got so much they couldn't take any more. Like, and that was the idea.
Over here.
But
yeah,
I mean,
like he's like, I was like, wait, you're telling me that if there's like all loot drops are like for public for everyone to fucking see, like
apparently
it bothers me in a game. If this is the case, I would just go around and like snipe everything, right? Like no one would ever know it. Like it just appeared. Wait, what? Like yes.
I mean, I don't know what the rule. I mean, the game's logic has never been actually handed out to us in any way, shape, or form. So we're just left to assume a lot of things. It could even be that, you know, after a certain amount of time, if no one picks it up, it could just become public. I mean, they were there during the day fighting the monsters, and then we see them all just sitting at night, basically, you know.
And then we came up and stole a bunch of shit as an orc. And then even after that, while he's on the horse, the time cycle from when they killed him to when he arrived was still there too.
Yeah, so it could just be literally after a certain amount of time. If no one claims it, then it becomes public or something. I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of this like convenient storytelling where he's like, oh, I needed things, and these people are stupid enough to all just drop it for me. Okay, thank you. Like I was like, but why?
But why is there random loot? Are we complaining?
They thought it was useless. It was just like meat and like a couple other things.
Yeah, and it was like more or less just food, like, which is something.
We're gonna carry that and cook it, you know.
Yeah, I could see tons of people just leaving behind just
like a bunch of food items.
Yeah,
and stuff
food items like.
But for Weed, he needs it for an entire army, so he's just running around like in these fields stealing all the goddamn meat he can get, all like the fucking bones and shit, whatever.
Yeah,
he can get.
I mean, we've already pretty much. I mean, he's not a klepto, but we've already pretty much, you know that he is a hoarder more than anything. He will. Nothing is of no true value to him in any way, shape, or form. He will take everything and find something to use it, even if it's you know the lowliest of items. He can somehow enhance it, or it just happens to be needed for a random task or quest, and he will end up using it some way or another. But yeah, I do see your complaint that it is kind of a little bit lazy that he just randomly happens upon a field of
that's
just
a bit too convenient. That's all
for his need.
what would have happened if he went through and no one had killed anything? That's the problem. Do you see this? Like, it's just so convenient that this happened, guys. And I'm like, okay, see, there's too many convenient things is the problem.
I still feel like this is mostly because of the slow burn that we're getting of each of these chapters instead of it happening.
If this is the case, then there would be like, okay,
Yeah.
there's no way that there wouldn't be like actually other real players who do this all the time. Then do you understand that? Like, gold farmers would do this and just sell the shit, right? Like, this is how this works. Like, they're like, oh, wait, why the fuck would I need to do any of the work when these people are doing the idiot work and I'll just pick shit up after them? See, like, that's the problem with this. There needs to be logic. It's just something. Just something.
Where is the science behind this?
Yes.
Yeah. This is what happens when you give Arc one chapter to overfocus on. He will find the breaking point of it.
Technically, it was 2.
This is dumb. This is dumb.
Because technically it was 2, because this is not the first time he did it, and I was like, okay, I guess that I don't know why this is happening the first time, and then when he does it the second time, I'm like, see, now this is too convenient. Okay, if this is the case, how come no one else does it? Is the problem here?
It's because everybody else is stupid.
Well, I mean, most of the time, the only
Aren't stupid. Stop it.
Okay,
They're
well,
efficient idiots.
I mean, the only time that we would have possibly seen this happening was in the beginning, where he partied with that one group that was essentially just going to try and get him killed and steal his stuff. That was the only time that I would say is close to something like this, where he's essentially just stealing the spoils of somebody else. So yeah,
Spoil war.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even if we take it from that bit, I don't know if you have to be a certain class just to take stuff from other people, because we had that one group, and unless they were all thieves, as their class rank, it makes less sense that they could kill somebody and then take all their stuff. But I mean, I guess if anyone in the game can do it, then it makes sense that I can run through a field of things that people just killed and just snatch it if I really wanted to. Yeah, so it's not great logic, and yeah, he's shaking his head. It's not the greatest logic. It's the only one I can kind of think of, but it's hopefully it won't come up again without some level of explanation, or we won't worry about it at all.
The problem with this is it has to come up again. Because if you do this once, then you're like, okay, so then how come you just go back and do this again? Like, that's the problem with this. You can't introduce something so convenient and then be like, oh yeah, you can't do this again. Do you understand this?
I mean, he could not do it again just because it's not those guys doing it again. Plus, I mean, I don't know how long it would have to take for him to just wait for someone to show up, clear a field of something, and then him come by and snatch it. Knowing him, that would be not as cost or time effective because of the way he plays the game. This has just happened to occur for him. It's not something, like he planned out in any way. But we'll see. Yeah, so the only thing that I really liked from this is the end of this chapter is that we finally got to see other second girl show up again, and she's just taking on, what was that, just like a plains giant or something.
It was like a demon ball.
Yeah, or so like a minotaur. It was like a minotaur, and she just basically tanks it all on her own, as she would. We've very well proven that she can.
Right.
Yeah, so it was cool to see her again, and her art has completely changed. She looks like at least this is the new artist coming in and redoing the
Looks like
whole
a
style.
girl. Oh, like it's fucking tight.
Yeah, so.
Honestly didn't recognize who the fuck she was until I was like, wait, is this who I think it is? Not someone just ran new? Okay,
not a random person. It's been a while. It has been a bit of a while, so it's not surprising if you wouldn't remember off the top of your head.
No, something that her design is completely different.
I know.
So like it's not even just that, oh, I don't know who this character is. It's like, wait, who the fuck is this character?
Well, either way, yeah, I feel like we might turn this into maybe a once a month bring up since there's such a gap in time between all of these chapters. But we'll discuss that one internally when we get a chance. Either way, let's keep moving on here into our next one. Move over to a little bit of a softer side of things with Inso's Law. Yep, every time there's Seraph. Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. Oh, I should tell you, I'm up on like chapter 30 of Let's Play. I've started like super powering through that. I've actually really enjoying it. But Inso's Law. We got parents came back home from their little trip.
I actually don't think a lot happened this chapter, right?
Not too much. It was just playing up. It was a lot of just. It was more just pre-setting up for a few other things that are going to occur. We know that
the high rankings in the school.
Yep.
So we know that they're not like the highest ranking kids there are in school. There's people who are above them.
Yes. There are others that probably are above. I mean, they're not seniors, so it's not hard to see that they wouldn't be the top of the class. But Danai's parents came back from a trip, and they apologized to her because they kind of got a perspective of,
from
a bunch of other parents.
They conveniently spoke to other parents who told them that they had it way much harder than they did, and I was like,
what do you mean conveniently? You don't think your parents don't talk to other parents about you?
What I'm saying is conveniently is like in the plot of the story. When I looked at that, I was like, okay, how do you not realize right now that you are the main character of the story? Because your parents oddly went on this trip after arguing with you, came back, it was like, we're so sorry. Like, I was like, how is this not a flag? Like, I would have looked at that like, I already thought, I was like, no, I'm the main character, aren't I? Because
is this
somehow
from personal experience, Ark? Is this because you figured
Deus Ex Machina and suddenly realized they were wrong? What? That's not how it works in real life. Okay? That's not how it works. Real Asian parents would have been like, let me tell you how bad it is. No matter how you think it is.
That's great.
Right there, I was like, this is
double down on it. That's what that is.
Right away, I was like, this is all going to be personal experience, isn't it? Ark's going to be mad because he's like, no, my parents would never do that. Even if they were wrong, they'll never admit it.
Yeah. Because, no, it doesn't make a difference if we were wrong because we're still right. Because you should still be just as smart as her. That's what that is. Like, that's what that is. Man, I found that so convenient. I was like, how do you not realize you're the main character yet when your parents came back and apologized to you for, like, without any real trigger at all? Like, parents bitch about their kids all the fucking time, and you... Like, who in their right mind has ever met a parent who's like, oh yeah, I bitched about my kid, and then someone else bitched about the kid. Their life was so much worse than mine, but I should come to realize and appreciate what it is. No, it's like they go back and they're like, you know what? Things could be even better still. You're like, what was this?
I'm so happy this apparently set you off on such a tirade about that.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Because I thought what was going to happen was she was going to come back and like tell them what they did wrong and they would change their mind. But that's not what happened, right? Because that's what the setup was, right? Where she was like, oh, let me tell you why you guys are wrong because you guys shouldn't be treating me this way. But that's not what happened. Like, she didn't even really get the chance to, because like they came back and they were like something like, we changed our minds already. And I was like, wait. What was the point of the last chapter of her learning this then, if like she wasn't going to be able to convey it to you guys this way?
I think it was more for her to be able to accept that and not take it to heart, where they had to learn it from an external source, other parents. Because we all know children aren't going to teach their parents anything, but another parent will teach a parent something else. Very much so.
I'm sure that's not how that works at all.
I'm pretty positive that how that works. Being friends with multiple people that are parents. Of my age.
Okay, there you go.
But yes.
I would have got my ass beat 10 times over.
I mean, okay, but once again, that's the difference.
My mom went on a trip because after we argued and came back, she would have thought about it and then whooped my ass right when she got home. Like,
she would have been like, so if like they would have been like heard about worse things, and they would have like processed it in their heads, and they're like, yeah, things could be worse, but you know what? Things could be fucking better too.
And then they don't ask for what you is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
like,
that's.
You know what?
Fellow Asian people out there.
I spoke to so and so, and she said that her son is doing worse than you. You will not become like her son. I will beat you until you no longer can be that. That's what that is. Like it's not that they can't compute in their head that like, oh, my life is actually better. It's like, no, my life could be better than that.
I think that's a difference between. I think that's the difference between the training of the daughters and the sons for this, because you two seem to be taking it very, very strongly in stride about this. Like, this is like this soft shit doesn't happen. Where did this come from?
Facts. I was like, bro, I wish my mom was like that.
I mean, when that only happened in the comic, though, exactly where the parents learn and become understanding of the situation, isn't exactly where that would occur. And it doesn't even happen to the main character. That happens to all side characters too, because the main character.
What I'm saying is, that would have only made sense if it was her conveying the problem to them. Like, and then I can process as to like them actually learning, but parents Asian parents do not conveniently just be like, oh yeah, I spoke to so and so and I realized that my life was actually better and that you were actually better than everyone else. Look, that's not how that works ever. They look at that and they're like, no, double down.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't go that direction right away, but clearly, it seems to have struck a few accords with you about that, how that all went down. And then, yes, in that light, it would make more sense as to why she hasn't processed that she might be the main character, or that she actually is the main character. But as we know, she's always second-guessed herself on every one of her decisions.
Mom and dad, their entire life has never ever figured out that I'm actually a good daughter, and suddenly, just out of the blue, have now figured it out. You're like, wait, no. This is wrong. Something is wrong. Mom and dad have never figured this out before. No matter how many times we've told them.
I mean, she's already made a few random like outward and glance guesses that she might be a main character. She might be something more. But, you know, granted, she always sees it as she's being forcefully driven into the role of being the secondary friend because of the way that everything is set up for her, where, you know,
the pretty one is what she's saying.
Once again,
I look at it like, okay, I don't have a frame of reference as to like how you're not a pretty girl. Like everyone else like is just as pretty almost. Like besides the fact that like whoever you believe is like, has this shining aura behind her or something. Like that's the only thing that's the difference, maybe. But like even then,
Blondie and then Euro Yang, those are your two references to go off of. And Euro Yang is considered the jewel of the school.
Yeah.
By everybody. So I mean, if you're comparing yourself to just her, what does that make you? I have no idea. I'm decent.
I'm second best to the best thing in the school, but I'm like, that's what she's saying.
I'm still trash.
I must be trash if I'm the second best to the best. Like, is this shit?
I mean,
guys.
Wouldn't her logic be correct according to her parents? It's like you're second in all the school, but you're not the first, and that's the thing that's important. Isn't that exactly what you're telling me would be the logic that her parents would pretty much shove into her head?
I mean, yes.
No.
Because we have to go by fucking Otome game rules.
But isn't
That's the problem.
I love how it's Otome
we have
game
to
rules
follow,
for this, but when it comes to the parents and how they're reacting, no Otome games. That's straight up just Asian facts.
Oh no. The thing with the Otome game stuff is like that when we, the audience, know that she's the main character, then all the cliches make more sense. Like, the reason why her parents came back unknowing, came back and now fixed themselves is because she's the main character. The fact that, the thing where she thinks that she's the secondary character and not the main character doesn't make much sense when, everything is, convenient around her and she's the only one who phases in and out of this reality. You would think that she's like, oh wait, I'm the fucking main character because I'm the one with the tragic background. Do you understand this? The tragic background is like, oh, this is my backstory. I warp in and out of reality, and people forget about me.
People forget who I am.
Yeah. How does she not realize that she's the fucking main character at this point? Is the issue. Because that is Otome game logic. And that's she's applied the logic to everywhere else except to herself is the problem here.
Well, I mean, out of anything, she's wanted desperately to not be the main character. She's been trying pretty much to stay as far as she could to even get out of the secondary character role. I mean,
no. She's been trying to stay out of the secondary character role because she's trying to defy the writer of the story and be like, no, I don't want to be a part of this because I'm supposed to be a real person who is not supposed to be a part of an Otome game, and that's her mentality. She doesn't want to get attached to these people because she's like, hey, these people warp in and out of, I warp in and out of reality. I don't know when these people may or may never ever remember me ever again. However, the thing is, she doesn't grasp the fact that because of these facts that she is the main character. She's never come to the terms ask why did she get taken to this world. It's like, well, because you're the fucking main character, not because you're the side character. Isn't that obvious at this point?
She's a main side character, essentially. Is that what it is?
No.
I mean, that's what it sounds like it is. It sounds like she's the main side character.
This is like you're watching Naruto and then Naruto keeps telling you that Sasuke is the main character.
But what if it was?
That's not how that works.
But what if it was? He's the main character. He's the main character of the story.
That holds the group of friends together, and she's never been like, "Oh yeah, guys, I'm the main character." Well, how do you not realize that you're the fucking main character?
Well, she's the main character of our story, but she's not the main character of their story.
Yeah,
there you go.
That is? No,
is that there? Did I fix it? Did I fix that?
No,
I think that's how that works. I think that's entirely how that works.
Any character that breaks the fourth wall is their main character. That's how that works.
So what happens if it's Deadpool, girl Deadpool, and I don't know, one random spider person?
Comic books say Deadpool and Deadpool core. Yes, Deadpool. Deadpool is the main character. No matter which one it is, it's fine. They're all the main characters.
And they meet up with Mr. Mixoplex. There you go. Now who's the main character?
Not Mr. Mixoplex.
I mean, he can break the fourth wall. And yes, he is. We've had a few iterations.
No. Mr. Mixoplex doesn't break the fourth wall.
When
does Mr. Mixoplex ever break the fourth wall?
Not him. The little Robin. In one of the
little Batman?
Yeah, or one of the little Robins, little Batman, because he talks to us directly.
Yeah, Batmite does, because that was Batmite's episode. That's how that works. Batmite does, because that was his fucking episode.
And now he meets Deadpool. There you go, because he can go wherever. All right, so. We'll not try to stick on this too much longer. Sarah's getting sleepy. It's becoming me. Yet I'm the one that's wide awake for this. But either way, I'm just enjoying watching him just lose his mind.
Yeah, we were pretty energetic during the Asian parent part.
That apparently broke everything. But let's move on. What?
No, don't move on yet. We're not done yet with that part. With that chapter. We also have it at the What happens at the end of that? Something important.
They planned their attack.
Yeah, they plan the attack.
Well,
Right.
they start
Yeah.
planning the attack,
They- yeah.
and they just make sure that Dan I is not going to be informed.
No. They overhear from the girl that that she was out in the street and she was almost ran over. That's right, because she lied to them earlier that she didn't get run over when this girl was like, "Oh hey, didn't you hear about so and so?" And she almost got ran over, and they both look over and like, "Wait, she almost got ran over? Someone's gonna fucking die now." That's the part that's important to this. There we go.
That's the part that's important. Someone's going to die.
Yes.
Someone about to get German suplexed in the Kingdom Come.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it did end with them now trying to gather more information because of the new news that they found out that she almost was killed, which explains why Homeboy went into shock. I'm not sure if this is going to be just like, if this is going to be fuel for them to be more vengeful, or if it's just going to be more like somebody else or other people were there that they know in the school and they can maybe identify all of the kids who were responsible. So they're going to try, because I mean, the first part of their plan was let's try and get them expelled, and they were like, that's not going to do anything. So I don't know what they're going to try further beyond that. But there, did I get everything this time? Did we get it all?
Yeah, now we're done.
Okay. Okay. So now that we're all past that, let's move over here to something a little more scary with Sweet Home. Seraph, how about you go ahead and give us a quick one on this?
Bruh. Excuse me, you keep going about the guy.
So yeah, after Ark's random comment that Dysic's totally fine, I never said he was
totally fine.
He's not monsterized.
There was a chance.
He's not monsterized, and I'm like, So you're definitely one of the first people to get bit in the zombie apocalypse with that kind of fun.
Dude, I wouldn't be the first one. You realize that? I'd be like, guys, bite me, kill me.
Once again, you'd be the first one. How do you not say you're the first one?
Just so you don't get your wish.
How would you say you wouldn't be the first one when your first comment out of that question was, "Dude, bite me"? You're the first one.
Bro.
I got it. I wouldn't be the first one. You know that.
I know this, but at the same time,
there would have to be other zombies first, dude. You said this. See, I wouldn't be the first one.
No, there doesn't have to be. Patient Zero wasn't a zombie. They're just the carrier of the contagion. But yeah, Dusic's back, and yeah, he's
they really monsterized
all
my dude.
full on monsterized. Homeboy was not prepared to try and deal with that all the way.
Not ready to fight Dusick as a monster.
No, he wasn't.
Start accepting his inner monster.
He very much
can
was.
Fight Dusick and kill him, even though he's already dead.
Yeah, he's pretty much gone. But he luckily gets saved by Mr. Officer showing up at the last minute. And tells him he'll take care of the situation. And after a few tussles, scruffled in there, he quickly handles him and puts him down for good this time. Basically giving the whole speech that, this is what Dusick would want. This is the peace that he would want. He would rather prefer being not here.
And he'd rather take it out of Hyun's hands so that way he didn't have to deal with killing Dusick.
Yup. But the creatures have made it to, I don't know, the 5th or 6th floor. They found the body of the girl that what's her name killed, and have now re-enraged and are now climbing the stairs, specifically in a much quicker pace, and they've caught up to the group slightly. And our homegirl, is it Yoon? I'm trying to remember her name.
I don't know.
Y-O-O-N, I think.
Also, I don't speak Korean, so I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce some of these words at all.
Yeah. Well, she's apparently decided to take it upon herself to stay behind and
1508.
stay behind and essentially try and slow everything down. I totally don't remember. What's in 1508?
Her name is Jizu,
Oh, it's a G's.
by the way.
Okay.
Jizu. Oh no, 1510. I think that was her old apartment room.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, I
must be
figured
something in there. Like, give them
Yeah,
hope,
I
guess.
don't know what she
know.
was gonna get. I don't know if they had locked something else in the room or one of the rooms and they were just keeping it or whatnot, or if she had some kind of weapon that she's been pretty much holding off on using. But yeah, she runs back to a room and look like what's her. But she runs back to the room and she starts to she pretty much looked like she's preparing for something. I'm not sure what. But yeah, the monsters are pretty much ascending. They're right on their heels. And not to mention, Homeboy on the roof is coming back down because, you know, that is pretty much a no-go area too. So I'm kind of wondering when they're going to meet up in the middle and there's going to be like, we ain't got nowhere to go. We go down, we're screwed. We go up, there's a flying monster that's going to screw us too. So it's just turning into this shitstorm of not really a lot of options left.
A storm where no one understood what was going on in the first place, and now they're all paying for accidentally killing things they probably shouldn't have touched in the first place. Yes. Almost exactly like what happens in Apocalypse, but
actually I don't know, because that might actually turn and help them, since it seems that they're able to sense when one of these the real humans gets killed. Regardless of where they're at, they can sense it. And I know that there's one still downstairs in the garage with the police officer and our homeboy. So I don't know if they're like, if he's gonna find him and kill him, and that may bring them all back down. Because I mean, it'd be easier to get out of the building on the first floor at this point than going, you know, up to the top and trying to go through everything. I don't know if that's going to be the most solid of plans, but I'm sure that'll come after whatever Jisik is going to do, or at least she's going to try and reveal. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's fine. Seraph was just crying in the corner.
He needed
My mother called me.
She could sense you talking about Asian parents in the ether, and she's like, "Boy, you say something." She knew.
That telepathy dog.
She knew. She's like, he's talking smack somewhere. I'm gonna call him real quick. So yeah. So what do we got on plans and expectations now for this? I mean,
dude, I don't know. Are they ever gonna make it to the roof? Are they gonna die? What's gonna happen?
I mean, well, that's the one.
Floor 15 and call it a day.
I mean, that's the one thing that I'm wondering is, like, you know, really not even them getting to the roof anymore, because Homeboy on the roof is coming back down.
No,
Monster Eyes
is a flying monster. Anyways.
Exactly, and they don't know that yet. So I'm kind of wondering when they're gonna get and meet up to him and be like, "Yeah, you can't go to the roof. It's that's just no man's land right now as well." And they're like, "We can't stay down here. The monsters are slowly rising."
Sense. There was another one inside the door.
For which one?
Right before the flying monster showed up, he was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh yeah,
the flying monster showed out of nowhere.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what any plan is going to work right now, and I'm kind of wondering who's going to be the next sacrifice at this moment. They still have Miss Crazy with her. I'm waiting for her to catch something. And there's still the kids. One shaggy haired dude is with them still, but yeah, I mean, they've been great at handling monsters one-on-one, but 6, 7, I don't think that's gonna work out for them in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, if they're gonna fight a couple monsters on their own, that's just gonna. It's not a death.
We might have to get this might be a
one who can like actually handle like 1 or 2 monsters on his own is probably Hyun. That's if he can kick in his monster side.
Yeah.
And as well as, you know, dual split personality guy over here.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, granted, even with his monstrification, he's not able to take on that flying one. It pretty much schooled him on the roof. So
it did, but he took out a bunch of other monsters though.
This is true. He did take out a bunch of them, but I mean, you give him the right matchup, and he's pretty much no better than, you know, a regular person. So, yeah. I'm just trying to think, you know.
I mean, aerial superiority means aerial superiority.
This
Pretty
is
much,
true.
yeah.
This is very true. So, do we got any guesses like what might be behind the door for Jusik right now? Do we think it's a weapon? Do we think it's maybe, another monster they had hidden away? Maybe even something else that she's just gonna like try and use to like capture or bring them all in, kind of distract them for a little bit. I'm guessing she's had a guitar with her the entire time, but her equipment, her sound equipment might be in there, so she could probably plug in and just start blaring music.
Playing a song.
Yeah, just blaring music.
To get all the monsters off.
Yeah, the rest of the group. Any guesses from either of you two on that?
No.
No? Not even one? Not even a little one?
No.
He's still recharging after that long other talk. But, yeah. I have not read ahead. I kind of want to, knowing I can, because I still have a ton of coins to use on that. But, there's been a lot of other things I've been catching up on, so I've been holding off on that. But still, yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to make it out of this one, because it seems like they're pretty much at that head point that this is where everything's going to end. Also, this seems like they're banking up to a season end. This is probably where the season is going to end for this. So I don't know how too many more chapters we have left before that'll go on its little break, but still, this is the tension is always great with this. It's always on that knife edge, which I do like every time I read it.
See, that tension is always there for this webtoon, and I absolutely love it.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember. Did I think I told you to read Witch Creek? Did you ever take a look at that? Or no? Nope. Okay. I won't bring it up again.
Be honest, not yet, Chief.
It's fine. I got a lot that I haven't looked at either, but I'm catching up. I'm getting there. Yeah. So yeah, hot chapter for this one. Keep it. Just hope they keep it rolling until the very end. I hope it maybe at least a little bit that, not Jusik, but I hope Glasses makes it out of this one. Granted, I think he's got some main character immunity, but they've been pretty good at showing off that no one is entirely safe in this.
Nobody has the extreme amount of plot armor like Hyun does, but that's because Hyun's...
No. My problem with this is...
What?
It either feels like it's going to end soon, or I don't know how this is going to escalate. Because we're going to get to the point here where there are going to be like quote unquote the new humans, and what do you do with this? It's not like the new humans are attacking anyone, right?
At least
they're not. Yeah, like, they don't really attack anyone at all. Like they just walked off. They're just like, nah, you deal that. Like I'm not going to do anything, and you're like, okay, but then what's the escalation after this? Then like, are all of them are still some people going to remain as monsters? If so, like, are they even going to be hunted down? Like, what's the real point when like we get to the point here where the new humans are like, yeah, eventually they're just going to accept their like inner desires anyways, so like just leave them the fuck alone. Like there's no point. They're all going to get to this point anyways, so like if so, then what's the point? What's the escalation at this point?
Well, we hope that they'll all get to that point. I mean, we don't know how much it takes in order to, become or to go into that state, because we've only had 3 of them appear so far. So we don't know how long it actually takes full way before someone goes to that level, or, if their inner desire is so strong they remain in the state they are. Because it looks like Protein was pretty happy just rolling around killing folk and eating them. It didn't look like he was going to stop.
Strong.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was going to get stopped anytime soon. So it's hard to say. Even with that, we know that there are potentially still others out there who haven't monsterized yet either. So I mean, the escalation I could see is them getting out of the building and them making their way through another part of the city, and either one, they come up to a full encampment. We could go we could go Walking Dead logic on here. They start off in a small little group and they roll into a new town and it's completely fortified, and people here haven't monsterized, but they've degenerated into something different now because of it. It could be them occupying a mall or a prison, that'd be one place I'd wonder how badly. I mean, granted, we know that the one group came from a prison, and you just got a ton of people there that probably monsterized super fast.
Oh yeah.
And the surrounding areas like that. Not to mention the areas that are like far off in the country. Those people probably, they may have not had anything happen to them. They might not even know it because,
they might just be chilling.
Exactly. There's a few different ways I could see it going. I mean, not even just raising the tension, but bringing it down and then, repurposing it back up. Because the one thing we all know is that everyone has the potential to become a monster. If they're not, eaten or killed. It's just randomly sometimes a matter of time. But either way, those are at least, the few ideas I have that could potentially occur for it, just using some random other logic from other shows and stories. But yeah, anything else on that chapter that I missed out on? No. Nope. So, at least both of you are still interested in reading it, though, at least, right? I know Seraph is.
No, I just dropped it, right? Because
right now?
Just
right now? I never know. You kind of process things so quickly. It's kind of like dealing with galactic bender. You take in all the information and you don't care at some point, and I never know when unless you say something. But let's keep moving on here to our next one. We're gonna go over to the Dark Lady herself, and I do mean her now. After the last chapter with Dark going full on berserk mode, the dragon appearing and quelling him down and basically knock him out, but also wiping his memory because of this. And now we have
hopefully trying to wipe the technique from him, but we all know this isn't going to work. And no. You think you can stop me, but no.
But really, you're just making it
a bigger monster.
Yeah. So.
Especially because it's temporary amnesia and not permanent amnesia. So like,
this is true.
Even though right now he's doing sewing and flipping pancakes, tomorrow he could become a goddamn demonic master again.
Yeah. Now the question is that even with this being temporary amnesia, will he remember all of the things that are happening now?
I mean, he regains most of his memories back, so he should.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how his personality is going to handle all of the memories he has now.
Like Christ, he wiped his memory to the point where he didn't even know how to take a piss.
Yeah, all the way back to baby level.
I'm surprised he was able to breathe.
Yeah, that would have been real bad. That would have been super bad. I mean, he did at least remember his name as Dark. That's at least good. But yeah. I didn't think I would get kind of like a really weird, like almost
wholesome
slice
vibe.
of life wholesome chapter from Dark.
I was not expecting that wholesome chapter at all.
This was really weird.
But like then I remember who Dark is, and I'm like, oh, this ain't that adorable anymore.
Yeah, like the moment when he does
I like this.
he does the head pat, and then you just see like the two opposing shadows, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. He's a monster.
I don't like this. This is a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, this is weird all around.
What are you doing? You getting a little too lewd here, buddy. Them head pats are a little too much, bud.
Well, I mean, if the head pat was bad, how did you feel about the kiss goodnight? Yeah, when you go to bed, you make sure right here.
FBI, don't come to my
if anything, I see Dark coming back and being like, "You made me do what?"
Nah, but it's tight because we can get more backstory on the Golden Dragon. On how long he's lived, on how he knows the Naiad, on him marrying a dude because he doesn't have a gender.
Nah, he is considered genderless.
Yeah, exactly. and just learning a little bit more about the dragon and how they were was kind of tight.
Yes.
You know, and also the little quarrel between the naiad and the dragon, how they talk about Ifrit and things like that. Now we get to know how old Karen is. You know,
It's true.
a couple 100 years old and things like that. So it was pretty tight to see that.
Yeah. Getting more backstory, at least on, you know, some of the mythical creatures and some of the inner workings going on, was a nice little treat to get. Even if it wasn't just, you know, it was a little bit, you know, exposition more than anything. But granted, this also came from a person who literally doesn't know anything anymore. So it's accepted that it kind of was given in this way. And it wasn't super droned out. They didn't like... he didn't go through like, let's talk about all the different kind of dragons there are and the hierarchy of the dragons that works, and you know where they're located and why they do what they do and things like that. They just kind of gave a nice brief summary and synopsis of like, this is what my life is, and you know, I kind of, and this is how I know certain things and da da da. But yeah, so a really, really, really slow and wholesome chapter that came from this, which is completely out of somewhere that I wouldn't expect for this kind of story, especially the way it's gone so far.
Came out of left field.
Oh, dude, I don't even know if the field's there anymore. Just
Like,
a portal
what the
opened
fuck?
and
I
just
really
dropped us.
like right after seeing Dark get knocked out and then just seeing Dragon take Dark in, and then, you know, wholesome living, him going, so this is what it's like to raise a child, huh? Weird.
It makes sense now why so-and-so wanted a child. I kind of wonder how much this will play into later on stuff, like if we'll see, like, once Dark is back to normal self, if we'll see, like, him, like, just randomly sewing in the middle, in, like, a room somewhere, and he doesn't know why he's doing it or why he's good at it. He just knows he is. It'll be fun to see if he'll, like, keep some of the skills randomly out of nowhere. But, yeah. I mean, at least we know that pretty much the entire kingdom knows that, you know, Dark is with the dragon right now, and when he does reappear, I'm sure they're gonna have a handful of questions for him. Probably one of them is where the dragon's located, so they can either stay out of the area or completely, you know, avoid that conflict that'll come if they were to step anywhere near it. So do we think pretty much next chapter he'll be back on full memory again?
Probably. Who knows? Because of the way things are going, the dragon did say that Dark will regain his memories back pretty fast. It's just wild to see how, like, he's feeling guilty, but at the same time, the dragon is self-pleasuring by raising a child.
It's like, I really wish he wouldn't get his memories back, but I know that's just, you know, me wanting something more than anything else. Yeah. It was a nice little side break from a lot of the more tenser action that was going on. Not to mention they are still pretty much in a world war more than anything with the other kingdoms. So just having this
Be the biggest comeback story for Dark ever.
most likely, very much
From hero to zero, back to hero, and back to zero again. And then once more, he's gonna probably break through the second he gets his memories back.
Oh, I'm sure.
To get to the next stage where he needed to be.
I'm sure he'll probably have, you know, at least learned enough or gained enough power that he can at least get to that new stage that he was trying to obtain. So hopefully it won't be too much longer in that. And I don't know. I know you, Ark, said something about it. I didn't look at any of the comments in any level because I already know how a ton of people were about just prior to when he, you know, made the switch over to the little girl. And this was just diving even further into that. I didn't want to like look at any of the comments.
They are mad.
I completely ignored them. I'm like, I don't care. It's part of the story. I'm fine with it. It's interesting enough. It's not like it's somehow made it worse.
Another fucking stupid like power, like self-power insert. That's all it is. Like it's like people need to get over the fact that it's like, hey guys, someone is trying to tell a different story. That's all it is. If you don't like it, like I'm not going to tell you to not like read it, because I would rather have you actually read and expand your fucking mind. But like, seriously, get over if like this was the direction this person was writing all along. Okay, I understand if you're bad at like bad writing, but you shouldn't be mad at like where a story is going if it hasn't been like poorly told.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, I just ignored it. It was fine. I enjoyed the little random, you know, jewel of happiness that we got out of this, out of all of the things. So I'm perfectly okay with it. Anything else from you two on that little bit of story before we move to our last one? All right.
Unless you want me to rant about other people being stupid.
No, I don't need you to rant about other people being stupid, because that's what you already do all the time. I mean, do you ever take a break from that? Is there something else you could do in your day?
You know I don't take a break from that.
Yeah, I know. It'd be like,
I have to teach the ignorant.
And yet you don't have a teaching degree. It's amazing. Anywho, moving on to our last one here. We're going to go and try and class up in triple F. Class Trash Hero. So we only got one chapter out of this one, surprisingly. I thought we would get two. We usually get two. But I don't think we only got one.
No, we just got the one where he meets up with the mermaid princess. We still haven't figured out why she was a bad person in his first time around. But
yeah, we still have to figure that out.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll find out here soon enough. But like as it is, it's just that, hey, she is the byproduct of the last hero and also the mermaid queen. So that's all we know right now.
So yeah. Yeah, we don't know anything more about her personality, at least from the small tidbit that we saw. We know, and once again, he just right away, and he pretty much very quickly turns around and you know, when she attacks him, he very quickly pretty much handles her. He knocks her out, not to the point that you know, she's dead, but to the point that, you know, she's incapacitated. Now, at the same time, he still got his entire army just sitting on the beach waiting for orders, along with, was our second hero with him when he took her out, or was he still, I don't think he was in the room.
He was with her.
Was he with them when he took her out?
He was there, okay. And then it was a point where, is it the priestess from the other side of the country shows up, and she's like, I heard that the hero was here. He's like, nope, he went back out the back door. Not here.
He's not here today. Come back tomorrow.
Don't at all mind the guy who who doesn't at all look like he's dressed in clothing that's not from this world.
I also
because
like how
he forgot to change.
He's trying to not kill people, because he's like, no, I have to stay low level to cripple the fucking demon lord.
Yeah,
right?
Well, he's not even that. He's not trying to kill people, also not to like ruin his own reputation, because that's the thing that, you know, is the key to him losing every time. It's reputation. But yeah, so he's captured the princess, as well as hidden his identity in the worst way I've seen ever. So I don't know if his plan going to be forward is that essentially he's going to use her as a hostage, and he's going to negotiate with the mermaid queen to either, I don't know if the plan is to either.
No, he's going to fucking antagonize them and start a fucking war. That was his plan all along.
I don't.
There's too many mouths to feed. Kill them. We need water. Kill them. That's what this is. This is just the plan is just to like
kill.
If they all just die themselves, it's not my fault.
I don't see how this plan works for him in so many ways.
No. Like, you mean for like the end result to see like if he passes or not? No, this is, I feel like this is counterproductive. But at this point, it's like, yeah,
He's doing this for fun almost now.
Yeah, he's done everything at this point. Like this is like him just accepting. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
He's finally just slipped into it.
It's okay. It's okay.
I kind of hope that this just ends up winding that he's gonna become the new Demon Lord more than anything. He's gonna suddenly just become the villain.
Get to the Demon Lord, and there's no Demon Lord there. He finds out that he.
Yep,
and
and just all of a sudden everyone bows down to him, and he's like, "Oh no!" His class just changes from hero to demon. You're like, "Oh, look at that." This is how.
Well, would you look at this? Guess what? I'm already OP.
I already know how to beat your ass. What's up?
I know how this works.
It's like playing through a game a second time. You're like, oh, you're going down, bitch.
I already know all the secrets.
Me running through Dark Souls for the 4th time.
Yup. Know your place, trash. This was not a too in-depth chapter. Super quick read all around for it. But still fun regardless. I would like, hopefully within maybe the next chapter or so, he may give us a brief random history of his previous time with the Mermaid Queen or the Mermaid Princess, since she never made a, overglancing comment in his previous runs. So I'm not sure exactly how she'll fit into there yet. He's also taking a rather different path than he did before. So I don't know if I don't know how many of the other much vastly different. So I don't know how any of the other situations that essentially should have occurred are still going to happen. I know that the Elf Queen has been taken out, so he doesn't have to worry about that. There is still the one with the neighboring kingdoms, like I don't know if she was a princess or she was like the general.
She's a priestess, isn't she?
Not the priestess, but in the previous run there was one from another kingdom that when she showed up, she was being chased out by her uncle, and if she stayed,
and then he kills her. Right?
He kills her because she ends up becoming a tyrant in the first timeline, but he hasn't done anything about her in this one, so I don't know if she'll still appear and maybe run into hero number 2.
No, he's just going to deal with it with with the demons. Be like, nah, we're just going to deal it with beneath the table. That's all it is.
All right.
Under the table dealings.
I mean, that's pretty much what it's slowly becoming. It's just a bunch of shadowy deals all over the place. So out of this one, I'm not sure if there's anything I even missed with that. I don't think we got the priestess's name. We just know that she's a friend of the princess. I think that's about it. She knew her identity was apparently the princess was just hiding it so she could live up here for just random reasons. But
no, she's basically the protector to the mermaids. Because she's the only one who can walk on land, but she has the strength of a mermaid. Mm-hmm. So she's like, oh, I am the guardian to the gate. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm just saying for the priestesses, her relationship with her, because out of anything, I mean, I granted I know no one in here has any kind of good just not personal skills, but just good detective skills to see how effed up our hero is, our MC, that anybody would turn on him in any way. And granted, he didn't give any information about the priestess either, he knew who she was, because he figured if he's run into the princess before, she was a friend in the previous one as well. But I don't know if that'll end up coming into way in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, but anything else on that last one for you two?
Nada.
All right.
We just vibing.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, out of the whole vibe, that's everything. We actually made it through the full list. No problems there. Yeah, there was quite a lot. Everything got a chapter this time, so we had a good time for a talk all the way around. I know that if you haven't heard of it, beginning after the end just started its new season, and I know all 3 of us read it. I went and I bought it that last night so that we could get all chapters.
Yep, they hit. They are heat.
They were all good. I was excited as hell.
Hell yeah, dude.
Also very much. But yeah, we got some nice big things coming. Next week we won't have a review show, but we will be doing a panel at Anacon 2020. I'll actually be doing a live stream with another podcast group. Who are we up with this time? It's not Black Anime. I don't think it's The Worst Generation either. I think it's somebody else. But we're basically doing a panel of webtoons versus manga.
Yeah, we're going to be with the Huntress Association podcast. Yep. We're going to be with Into 2020.
Yep. I know that we got some cooking things up with that.
Sorry, I'm looking it up right now.
No,
so we got the Hunters Association, we got Project WEBTOON, we're gonna have Lord Eisen and Danto's Hideout.
Okay, so that's who
those are the guys that we're gonna be doing the podcast with. We're gonna be doing a webtoon versus manga event on Saturday, June 6th, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So make sure to stay tuned for that, guys.
Yep, we'll definitely get some more info out on that. Definitely hit up our Facebook page because we're going to post for the listings for the whole entire con, so you can see all of the events, the panels, everything that's scheduled to show up. We'll also be here launching our actual Webtoons group page. So not only will we post it up there, but we'll also start posting episodes there. We'll also be able to interact with you guys on the community level at that point, and you'll also be able to, give us some more input, start posting your own pictures and everything, so we can see, kind of get everyone together. So yeah, we got a lot coming up in these next couple of weeks. So hopefully y'all stay tuned with us. But we can go ahead and I think we can close out this one. Jimmy, should you do the honors?
Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of the Project WEBTOON podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you guys enjoyed what we talk about. And if you guys want to stay updated with our content, make sure to hit that little notification bell down below. And comment your theories on things and what's going to happen in the future, what you guys like, and what you guys like the most about these chapters in these webtoons that we were discussing so far. And also make sure to hit up all my links, so you can get to our Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast. everywhere and anywhere. Damn near everything we got. It's all going to be on all my nicks.
It's all locked. All right. Thank you much. Well, thanks again for joining us for another one of the episodes here of the Project WEBTOON podcast. I'll go ahead and close us out. I am your homie, Sleepy.
It's your boy, Seraph.
Dragoon out.
Hey, everyone take it easy and be safe out there.